Hey there, I am John Harder. I was just on the stream with Pedro Peters. I had missed the first part of it. I was kind of busy here and forgot about the time. Uh, Sorry about that, Pedro. I meant to be on your listen to your whole stream, but so I only got the last part of it. But as I said, I'm John Harder, and I am a trusted seller of TBC. I am. I'd be very happy to partner with you if you are watching this and you are in TBC and some have referrals who want to buy TBC, and if you don't happen to have a send button on yet, I'd be happy to help you out with that. And as well, if you um, want to top up your TBC to qualify for more cookie rewards, I'd be happy to help you out. All right, my website is Crypto-TBC.com, and you will be able to find a lot of information on that website regarding how to free yourself from the system that we're bonded to. Which, by the way, I'm going to elaborate a little bit about that in this video. In this stream, if we want a better life and we don't really know where we're at, sometimes it's a little hard for us to gauge where we want to go if we don't know where we are. It's kind of important that we know the destination, that we know where we are, and also that we know where we want to go. When when you have a GPS system in your vehicle, the system you only need to tell the system where you want to go, basically, and it does the calculations because it recognizes where you are. And in life, there's sort of a similarity. I mean, let's face it, if you want to go somewhere and you obviously realize that in order to go to where you want to go, you obviously realize that you aren't there or you wouldn't be wanting to go there, right? But in your mind, like let's say you want to go and visit, a friend of yours, your brother or whatever, you've been there before. In your mind, you have a picture of their place. In your mind, you have the picture of what you're going to encounter when you get there. You expect a friendly visit. You expect a warm welcome from him. You expect, you have the images in your mind what you're going to encounter when you get there. Maybe you want to go and purchase something. You've done your research on a new vehicle. You want to go and you want to buy a new vehicle. In your mind, you create the images of what it's going to feel like, how you're going to enjoy the new vehicle. But if you don't have any experience about a vehicle, you've never heard of a vehicle before, it's very unlikely that the idea of a new vehicle would excite you because you have never been in a vehicle before. You've never heard of one before. But if you have an old vehicle that you have been driving for, for many years, and there's, the brakes aren't working anymore properly, the wipers aren't working good, most of the windows are seized up, uh, it's got holes of rust, and it makes all kinds of noises, and I mean, and you're saying to yourself, I I want something way better than this. And so in your mind, you are envisioning a much, much nicer vehicle. When you go and you get a new vehicle, you look at one, you drive it for a test or whatever. So you have this mental picture what the new vehicle is going to be like. And you have a reason why you want the new vehicle, because the old one is falling apart and there's everything wrong with it and it's noisy and whatever, right? But when you have a monetary system that is debt-based and it has created, it has kept you in poverty for many years, and you would like something better. But when you're thinking about buying a car, then you kind of realize that the government is not very likely just going to come and say, here is the keys for a new car, because that's you know that is not how it works. And but what about a monetary system? You see, you want a good car, you take the responsibility yourself and you go and find the car you want, and now you could of course build one. Some people do, and to build one from scratch might be quite a job, but you could do it. But what about when there is this monetary system that really is a wreck, and you can tell it on everybody else? Everybody is in poverty, everybody is in debt, and people are people's marriages are breaking up on account of debt, on account of not having enough money, and just it's just not that nice of a life. You would like some vacations. You would like to, actually be debt free. You would like to have your house paid for. You would like to not make payments on your vehicle. On and on the list could go. But the monetary system that you're in, being poverty based and debt based, and not only that, every time you get your paycheck, a third of it is already tore off and goes to the government for extortion fees, right? Well, how long, how much convincing does it take for you to be convinced that something better would be nice, and to realize that if you really want something better, it's going to have to be something that is created by us as people, not the government. It's going to have to come from people who are like us, from our peers, as it were, from our, how should I say, co-debt slaves, because that's what we are. All of us, we are debt slaves. Um, if you think that we're not, then obviously, do you need to then educate yourself as to how the monetary system works? Oh, hi there, Pedro. I didn't see you come on right away. And Darla, Ritna, hello. Thank you for joining me. Um, okay, thanks, Pedro. You're convinced already, yeah. But as I was saying, it is a system that is made by people. The TBC is made by people, and it was created so that we can become free from the debt-based monetary system. Now, in order to be free from the commerce system, it's going to take a lot more than just TBC. Uh, I I happen to have studied quite a bit into uh, what is what what's involved, and of course, I'm only at the very beginning of that what really is involved to become completely free from the debt-based system, but it is possible. Uh, to do this, we have to there's an exact path that we've got to take in order to do that, and I have some links below. That's right, TBC works for me. That's awesome. Thank you. And but TBC is really a wonderful system as far as the monetary part goes. Also, we have very much education that we are provided in TBC and their blog and so on. And in order for TBC to really work for us, we need to take some steps to make this happen. We know that TBC has very much wealth. And I was really encouraged the other day by one of the videos that was on the blog, where a mechanic had he was doing a little bit of improvising by taking TBC as payment for some of the jobs that he had done, and um, that to me, I looked at that. I saw that's a really good thing, because that is one way that we can spread TBC as well as benefit from it at the same time. And so so that more people, TBC gets into the hands of more people. I know that in some communities, it is people are, well, it all comes from the education system, basically. Also, the tension in the communities, because the aim of the elite is to create a society that basically is not related to each other. A society where children and parents and where basically none of that exists. They want to have it so that every individual lives in his own little bubble, looking to basically to the system uh, for sustenance. And that is only that is only leads to a perpetuation of much more so of the enslavement that we're already in. But I am really, really encouraged by what I see happening in the world. There are so many movements now that are moving towards freeing themselves from this debt-based system and from the government system that we're in. Uh, it takes a lot of understanding to do this properly. And one of the links that I have in the in the description below, you will find it's called Pantera uh, Pantera PCA.org, right? So, in Pantera PCA.org, there is much information. And what they have done is they have put a system together that helps us where we can free ourselves completely from the legal system. And I was really encouraged when I found out that they are actually working with TBC. That TBC admin is actually friends with the creator of this system. So, so if it interests you to check that out, uh, you might find you might find it very interesting because there is a lot, there's many people that are moving towards that now because we're waking up. We're waking up, and from this long slumber that we've been in, uh, thinking that it that we just had to vote in the right person into the government and everything would fix. When we get the right leader in the government, then things would be okay. But it seemed like every leader always made some good promises, and then later it all fell apart. And little did we know, or at least I didn't, that there was this huge shadow, uh, not government. They're not government. What are they? Um, this force, huge shadow force that was behind it, pulling all the strings, right? As to what was going on. So, but they're being exposed. They're being exposed, and they are being dismantled slowly. That seems like they are using every last tool they know to create as much havoc as possible yet, but we are moving the right direction. And definitely with TBC, it being the currency that was created to finally uh, completely get rid of global poverty. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we see it moving forward fast. And I believe that now that we got the new blockchain, things are speeding up. The system is going to work good, and acceleration is going to be on. It is going to exponentially accelerate the growth of TBC. Now is the best time to be in TBC. I think it's now the best time in human history since hundreds of years ago, because finally those shadow powers that were behind the scenes are finally being exposed and are being dealt with. So it's a great time. It's a great time that we're living in. And I believe in a couple of years from now, there is going to be so much change in the world as you know, as far as the wealth system goes, as far as the monetary system goes, and so I'm sure there's many other changes going to be as well. Not only TBC, because there's many people working on many different you know, many different things. But I think it's important for us to realize that that TBC at this point is the only monetary system that is not how should we say, under the debt-based umbrella. And that's because the other exchanges, they are not exchanges, the other coins, they are in the exchanges which are becoming manipulated by the legal systems. And so it is a really good thing to be part of this private coin community, and also the price of TBC being based on the people, you know, the agreement that we have. It's really a wonderful system. Now, steps that we can take. You know, we could encourage people, if like spring is coming on, there's going to be yard sales again, and we are planning a yard sale. And in our yard sale, what we're planning to do is some of the items that are a little higher priced, we're going to try to get TBC for them. So then that gives us a chance to get more TBC in people's hands in that way. And yes, 2016. Yeah, 2016. That's when TBC was launched. Yeah, is that what you mean, Darla? For how long have you been with TBC, Darla? Oh, I see. You've been with TBC since 2016, which is that's the coin launched in 2016 of March. So were you in right from the beginning? So I know it takes a little bit for it to stream till you get the question, but so yeah, John and I, yeah. Well, I came. Pedro and I, we've been with TBC since last July. So when we joined the community, TBC was just in the middle of a huge backlog of transactions and stuff like that. So that's you know, but to me, the way TBC was at the time, it wasn't really a problem, because like in my mind, I could see past that. I realized that in order to have something good, you're going to have to grow or deal with growing pains, and I think TBC has had its share, but the new blockchain has been tested. It is doing really great, apparently, and so it's wonderful to see. So yeah, some things, steps that we can do. there are, I'm sure there's many steps, there are different things that can be done to move TBC forward into more hands. The thing that the trouble that most people have with it is that it's not usable right now. Um, and it seems like it for something to take root, uh, people need to realize, or need to, at least if you can get them to check out and realize, that there is millions of users already. You know, it may be a little easier, but something new, it, it seems like it takes a little bit for it to take on. But we are moving forward. In some countries, of course, like Nigeria, we have what, over 1 million users. There, it's actually apparently quite easy to just use TBC for your to pay for goods and services, which is a wonderful thing. So that shows us that there's a good start on that already. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's in our mind where we need to build the images of complete adaption of TBC, because that's what motivates us, and that's what builds the exterior. When we create it in our mind, we create in our mind the things that we want, and then it becomes materialized afterwards. It's the invisible has to happen first before it can become visible, and that is how everything takes place. So, with that said, I'm going to sign off here. So, I am John Harder, and I am very happy to have had you on, um, Darla and Pedro, and I hope that list is going to grow quite a bit in the future as I keep doing these every night. And so I'm John Harder, and my website is Crypto-TBC, and as well as some other links that are in the description, where you can find a lot of information regarding freeing ourselves from the enslavement that we are currently in, and which the monetary system and the legal system is really, all it is just one system, which it's kind of like there are two different sides of the same coin, the legal system and the monetary system. So in order to be free, we need to free ourselves from all of it. So thank you very much for being with me, spending the time with me here, and with that, I'm signing off. Peace.